Welcome back to Cinema Corner, and today we finally get back to talking about real cinema, unlike last week, as today we're going to review Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Obviously, this is a prequel to the Bayverse, plus the two Mark Wahlberg ones, and a sequel, I guess, considered to Bumblebee, as this one takes place in the early 90s. There's a shot in the movie to remind us that this is pre-2001 to be exact. I feel like it's only right for, before we dive into this, get a little bias out of the way. I'm a huge Transformers fan, okay? Optimus Prime, I love him, okay? So much. So I will be a little biased. I'll just say that. Other than that, Alex, thoughts?
Okay, so one day I do want to rank these, like the live action Transformers franchise, just to see kind of where we each have all of the movies. I will say it's probably like 4 or 5 that this movie was in terms of all of them together. It was something different, and it definitely felt like it was a reboot. So
let's just. I just want to clarify something real quick on what you just said. You said if we were to rank the Transformers, I would put this at 4 or 5. Just a little confused on that statement. Different ranking.
Sorry. Yeah. To clarify, it's probably 4. Okay, it's 4.
You said it was better than Revenge of the Fallen, which is kind of.
Oh crazy. Yeah. No, 100% better than Revenge of the Fallen. I mean, Revenge of the Fallen was literally.
Let's stick the ranking and the talking about the other ones to a different video. Okay, Josh, what are your thoughts on Transformers: Rise of the Beast?
You know, I would say if I had to rank this one, it'd be dead fucking last.
So much.
It would be dead fucking last. I couldn't easily go the rest of my life without ever seeing this movie again. I had low expectations, and it exceeded my low expectations. So, of it being so shit.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Let's just be real.
Nothing will ever.
Let's be real.
The Last Night and fucking.
Nah, I don't care. I'd rather watch that than this. Just to be honest,
those are garbage.
100%.
Those are fucking garbage.
Nah, this was garbage.
Josh,
this was garbage.
This is one I'm going to fight you on.
This was ass. If it didn't have the end, 10
10
minutes, by the way, 10 minutes of the fucking film. They have 10 minutes at the end there. All right, nobody would even be speaking of this movie. It was so shit. People were laughing at it, bro. In our theater, we're laughing at it because they couldn't believe what the fuck they just watched. Like, it's ass. I just cannot comprehend that people are saying that this was an amazing Transformers movie. It just wasn't.
This was a good Transformers
Bumblebee had one great scene. That's the only good scene of the film. There's so many. I mean, yes, Transformers had plenty cringe dialogue in all the movies, but like it just felt extra cringy in this one. The humans were annoying as shit. It's like, come on, bro. And then, of course, we'll get into that end scene with the human. But then, let's talk about him. Optimus Prime was just beta bitch boy majority of the film. His lines, I thought, were awful. Definitely the worst Prime's ever been in any of his movies, in my opinion. And then Optimus Primal, does a little quick transformation at the end saying, oh, here's actually my true form, my little Chad form I got. Let me pull it out right now, even though the entire film he's been getting his ass kicked. But now let's pull it out when the whole gang's here. It was just... And then he goes back. He goes back out of that Prime form as well. So it's like, oh, okay. Also, the fucking, what was it? A cheetah? The cheetah one? We had maybe one scene with them? Like one scene. I can remember him showing up, and that was kind of like when the meetup of why are you searching for the item, man? That's all I could remember, them showing up in the entire film.
Yeah.
Of them doing anything.
They didn't really use the Maximals at all. They didn't use them at all. They were there at the beginning. They were there a little bit in the middle, and then in the end battle. But like you said, I think it's Cheetor didn't even have a line. The Rhinox didn't have a line. Yeah, yeah. The only ones that actually had lines was Optimus Primal and Air Razor, and that was about it. He didn't get much of the Maximals. It was definitely marketed like it was going to be like Rise of the Beast, and you didn't really have the Maximals in there at all. So yeah, that was a downer for sure. I don't know what you're talking about. I will take fucking the main character Noah over fucking Cade in the last night. The last night was awful.
Give me cringy Mark
the last
that can
night,
quote Texas law, man. I'd rather have Texas law than G.I. Joe, man. He's a G.I. Joe. Spoiler. Fucking G.I. Joe. Nah. Give me Texas law, man.
Hey, they're just trying to establish the HCU, okay? The Hasbro Cinematic Universe. Yeah. That's what they're doing. The Hasbro Cinematic Universe. Hasbro was just trying to get the bag. They were just trying to establish the HCU. That's what they're trying to do. The Hasbro Cinematic Universe. That's what they're trying to do. And I for one, respect it. Exactly. They have G.I. Joe. They had Transformers. I'm sure they have a bunch of other ones. Boom. Shared universe. Because why not?
All I'm saying is you're telling me it's not going to be electric when Dom Toretto becomes an honorary G.I. Joe-man to drive a 68 Challenger into Unicron to stop him with Optimus Prime boosting him there?
Dude, you missed
That's
the whole
gonna be
plot.
A great movie.
Dom is going to be the one that crashed the plane to save him. What do we get it here, man? They showed those towers for a reason. It's called foreshadowing. It's good writing.
They did.
It's good writing.
They did show them.
Yep.
Well, we can't talk about good writing and talk about Transformers: Rise of the Beast because this movie was terribly written, just unbelievably bad. Some of the dialogue, the great chase scene, and then Pete Davidson was just like, they're right behind us. It was like, wow, thank you so much. Just terrible. Pete Davidson, he was funny for a little bit in the beginning. Like his first introduction as Mirage was decent. The two of them, just him and Noah talking and him trying to get a fist bump from him. That was funny. And then the rest of the time, Pete Davidson was trash. Anytime he talked, I was like, shut up. No one wants to hear you. You're not funny. This is terrible. For the most part, the voice mixing was garbage. They all sounded way too robotic. I had no idea Ron Perlman was Optimal Primal. He's an amazing. His voice is phenomenal. We should have been able to hear him, not any idiot with a computer could have done that. Michelle Yeoh, barely could tell it was her. And then wasn't Scourge Peter Dinklage? Yeah. You would have no idea, for the most part, if you didn't know going into this movie. Their voices sounded horrible. They were just computer-generized garbage, which sucks because those are big. And like I said, I love Ron Perlman's voice. I love his voice. So it sucks that they ruined that part of it. The dialogue was terrible. But unlike you, Josh, I think Noah was probably one of the best human, the whole human interaction in this movie. I thought was one of the best we've seen in a Transformers for a while. I thought every time we went to the humans, a little bit with the brother was a little annoying at the end. It was like, shut the fuck up, I don't care about you. But for the most part, I thought Noah was not annoying. And anytime they went to him and Alana or Lena, I wasn't mad about it like I was in some of the past Transformers anytime Mark Wahlberg was on screen. So I like that part in this one. Like you said, the last 10 to 15 minutes, besides, the whole scene with the little kid being back home, blah, blah, giving a pep talk, shut the hell up, nobody cares. Bumblebee, when he showed up, was badass. The music playing in the background was phenomenal. That whole scene, that whole, whatever it was, 10-minute scene of that was so good. Up until we got the biggest cameo, I thought. Iron Man showed up in this one, which I thought was pretty crazy. When Mirage just decided to be like, hey, Noah, I'm going to need you to take the wheel. And he just somehow gives him a full-ass suit. Besides that part, which was terrible, looked terrible, stupid idea, what the hell are we doing? that 10 to 15 minutes was phenomenal. Bumblebee showing up was fire. Optimus had a classic Optimus moment where he was like talking to Scourge and he was like, all right, I'm about to win this. And then he's like, about to show you the full power of a Prime. And I was like, corny line, but it's Optimus. I'm biased. Loved it. Just tears his neck and spine out, or, neck and spine, they're Transformers, whatever. When he rips that out after that line, I was like, love that they at least did that right. You need a classic moment where Optimus, Revenge of the Fallen, he has it when he takes on Megatron, and the
Fallen.
And the Fallen, like on top of the pyramid when he gets Jetfire stuff. Dark Side of the Moon, he had that on the bridge scene. That scene was fire. When he's like, give me your face, and he has so many classics. At least they did that right. They had Optimus had a moment where he said a line that sure it's cheesy, sure it's corny, but I love it. And then he just destroys whoever he's fighting. Other than that, and Bumblebee coming in, I mean, it was a tough movie, like Josh said. This was a very, very tough movie. You take out that last 10 to 15, I pray that I forget about it would be, the only I hope I forget about, everything else that happened. But I will say the transformations were clean, I thought. Anytime they went from a car to a Transformer, I thought it was really, really clean. Everything looked good for the most part besides Iron Man. He looked terrible, but the actual Transformers, I thought they looked good. And even when Optimus turned into the truck and Iron Man was like on the back of his truck to be the booster at the end, their transformation there looked super dope. It looked really good. But other than that, I mean, yeah, as a huge Transformer lover, the dialogue, terrible.
See, I can understand, but at the same time, how can you say that about this one and not about Revenge of the Fallen, which is literally littered with all of that garbage? That's my only thing.
It's not.
Revenge of the Fallen is very badly written. It's probably on par.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Revenge of the Fallen is better written than the first Transformers, 100%. 100%.
Wait, say that again?
Revenge of the Fallen is way better written than the first Transformers. There's an actual plot that makes sense, and there's funny moments in it. It is well written compared to the first Transformers.
Controversy sells. So
and it looks phenomenal. The first Transformers, it looks good for the time. Let's not be
for
crazy.
Sure.
It looks phenomenal, and it definitely is better written than the first one. Easily.
The only thing I can agree on is that Revenge of the Fallen has really good visuals. The CGI is phenomenal. That's about it. I can't say anything else. I'm sorry. I can't. The writing was awful. They literally had a writer's strike. They had a literal bare bones script, and they just filled it in as they filmed it. That's literally what that movie is.
Okay. Point out some points, like in the first one where we talked about Pete Davidson being like, they're right behind us, aren't they? Point out some of those from Revenge of the Fallen.
I haven't even seen Revenge of the Fallen in so long.
You haven't seen it in a long time, so you're going to tell us how badly it's written when you haven't seen it in a few years? That makes a lot of sense.
The fucking twins. All I remember from that movie is the fucking twins. The twins, the red and the green car, the ones that transform. Yeah, those alone are fucking the worst part about that movie. They are awful. Their lines are awful.
Like what?
I can't remember.
I'd say it's
forgettable
as Mirage. I would have to say. I think going in a Transformers movie, there's going to be one character that's just every time they speak, you wish they die.
Yeah. I wish Pete died.
So
he was terrible.
I'd say the twins.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's a valid statement. But literally every Transformers film has one Transformer that's just annoying as shit. That you're just like, this is awful.
Or in Mark Wahlberg's case, it's all the humans. I mean, other than that, yeah, there's not a whole lot to say of this movie.
I did like the villain though, like his whole thing where he takes like the.
Yeah, actually, we were gonna wrap this up with the rankings, but we got to talk about that real quick. That was dope. I loved that part.
Yeah. Yeah, he took
Him
Bumblebee's
taking their
and then
tags.
Prime took it back.
Mhm.
Oh, that was so good. I fucking love that.
Nah, that was fire. I loved that part. I thought that was a cool little twist. And then when he transformed into a truck, they were like on his grill, all of the ones he'd taken from the past. Like that little detail, that was something cool that they added. Yeah. And then real quick, we should touch on GI Joe. Way to go, Hasbro. I really respect that move. The whole time when he was talking to that guy, and then you realize something was happening here, I leaned over. I was like, oh, this must be like Sector 7. You know what I mean? Makes sense. Some kind of like, it's a prequel. This is back in the 90s. You know, what's his face from those ones? I can't remember that actor's name. He was all talking about Sector 7's been around for a long time. I was like, okay, maybe this is like Sector 7. And he flipped it over. And you saw G.I. Joe. As Josh mentioned, there was audible laughter in our theater. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, because
That's
G.I. Joe's movies
That's
are
embarrassing.
not good.
That's bad. Well, it's not even that. It's just the fact that it's like, it was just so mind-blowing of like, why? What? Why are G.I. Joes and Transformers going to combine? I get it's Hasbro, whatever. I respect them trying to kick off, multiple franchises. Good for you. But it was just like, these two should not coexist. What are we doing? We don't need G.I. Joe and Transform.
Especially if you're making this a prequel.
That was...
It's not a prequel.
It's
a reboot technically. Like the reboot started with Bumblebee, and because it's not the Bayverse anymore. He still produces them, but it is. They're pretty much retconning everything from the first 5 movies.
Really? Are they?
Pretty sure they are. It's considered a reboot.
I don't know about that. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. Just need to mention that real quick. Good for them.
Hey, listen. Their last G.I. Joe movies have sucked ass. Their Transformers movies always do really good. They're just trying to pick up the other one. That's essentially what they're doing with that move. They're trying to make it so that they have multiple IPs that are winning, and yeah, I'm not too thrilled about that choice either. But
as long as they don't actually come together in a movie, it's fine. If you want to like now make a G.I. Joe movie, like sure, do whatever you want. But as long as we don't actually get like Optimus Prime with G.I. Joes, whatever. Unless it's The Rock, obviously. If they reprise The Rock in his role in G.I. Joe, then I'm all for him and Optimus having a whole thing. It'd be great, phenomenal. Can't wait. Probably take place in a jungle if I had to guess, knowing The Rock. I'd probably give it like solely because I love Transformers and I love the end of that redeemed so much for me. So much for me. I'd probably give it like a 6.4. Maybe 6.4. I don't love that answer, but I'm gonna give it out of 10 for this one.
I'm gonna give it an average. I'm gonna give it a 7 C. 7 out of 10 average.
Shit's a 3.5 out of 10. This is dog shit. Never would watch this again. Telling you right now, if that fight scene in the end did not happen, I would be like, I straight up wasted my money.
Damn.
That's probably going to be it for this video. As always, like, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if you've seen Transformers Rise of the Beast. What is your thoughts on it? Why is Josh wrong for just absolutely hating on it? Please let us know down below. And we'll see you guys in the next one.